FunPop. 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 Hi everybody, what is going on? Mav here, and this is FunPop episode number 34. And we have a full squad today, because 3-Bit who just keeps showing up. I don't know. It's like he's trying to get back on the show. I don't know what's up with him, man. We'll see, But we got our best friend 3-Bit here. He's a FunPopian for life. Let's not kid ourselves. Jasper and Psychonauts as well. Hey, 3-Bit, what's up with you first, man? How's it going? I know you're sick still, so
yeah,
you managing okay?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I am still sick. I just finished teaching a class, and it's like when you're like sick, you try to put up this front, and you're just like, oh, I'm perfectly fine. Hey, class, and now my energy is like, oh,
yeah. Are you still teaching remote, like over? Can't like using Zoom and stuff?
Yeah. I teach comic book classes actually.
Yeah, so you didn't get all the kids sick, right? So
no.
Okay, that's good. Just clarify.
And no COVID. I got checked out. It's not COVID. It's just me. I'm pretty sure I just got sick off of food again. I don't even want to say what it was.
I don't think food makes you like cough and like have like congestion and runny nose.
But like
and stuff
if you eat like last time I got sick, if for those who don't know, it was like
fucking hibachi.
Hibachi.
Yeah, because you like left it on the counter for a day and reheated it twice. Like, what do you expect, my friend?
That's basically
and you got
sick last time.
That doesn't give you a cold. I mean,
it can, because you're like you eat it and then your throat gets scratchy and then that leads to other things. So that's kind of what happened again.
Is that how? Can we check WebMD real quick and like just
when I think of getting sick from food, I think of like food poisoning, like throwing up.
Yeah, throwing up, diarrhea.
Well,
that kind of stuff. I will say I've had allergic reactions from food before that have caused me to get sick. Right.
Yeah.
So that's something.
That's just my theory. I don't really know how I got sick, but that's that's one thing. But
it could just be that colds exist and they kind of roam from person to person sometimes. That's the thing.
Nah, I'm possible. Nah, that doesn't make sense.
No. Okay.
Good to be here though. Good to be here.
Yeah, we're glad you're here as well, dude, because this is gonna be fun. We got I'm warning everybody. If you care about Hawkeye, right? You care about the MCU and you haven't seen episode 5 yet, and you don't want to know what happens because this has big ramifications, I think, and it's too exciting to talk about. It's too big for me to have this show right now and us not talk about it, because I would be in a bad mood if I had to sit here and not talk about what I just watched today, because it would suck. It would just literally suck. So we're going to talk about it. So I put up on the thumbnail, there's a huge spoiler warning. I put on the description, there's a spoiler warning. And guess what? I'm putting here up on the screen. There's a huge spoiler warning, major spoilers. Okay. So it's not my fault if you get spoiled. Okay. Don't blame me. I'm sorry. We're going to have some fun though. So if you don't care about that stuff and you want
Sorry, Vic.
Yeah. If you want to listen to it, then hey, let's have some fun and dig into what we witnessed today. And if you want to say, okay, I can't deal with the spoilers right now, what you need to do is go watch Hawkeye episode 5, and then come back and watch and see what we're talking about and see what your opinions are. Because I want to know in the comments what your thoughts are about everything that we're about to talk about. But first, I got to say hello to the mellow fellow from outer space, the one and only Psychonauts. How's it going, dude?
Yo, what's up? Not much. Just been playing some Halo outside of working and enjoying the new tactical SWAT or tactical Slayer that they call it. Really enjoying it. So, and watching freaking Hawkeye and being fucking like, holy shit, because it's one of those episodes that we were like, at least for myself, I was like, maybe it'd be all right. It's Hawkeye. What are they gonna bring in? And holy shit, episode 5 brought it. So I'm in now.
Yeah, 100%, man. And hey, Jasper, how are you?
Doing pretty good. Playing Halo like everyone else. I just beat Lasso the other night, so that was great. And watching Hawkeye, Best Avenger. We're going to talk about that tonight.
Do you still feel like he's the best Avenger, or is this a joke? Like, are you sarcastic?
Just a joke.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a joke.
Yeah. Because this show, he's growing on me a little bit. Like it adds a lot to the character. So we'll talk about that as well. All right, Jasper, I gotta say, I'm glad you're alive as well, because we were worried about you actually. Because the
like a crazy storm.
Those Kentucky storms that came through, and it was absolutely tragic. So thoughts with all the families and everybody affected from that, because that's extremely sad. But like the last thing that we had heard from you was, oh, my power went out, and then and then that was it. And then we wake up the next day to the news of like what happened in Kentucky, and I'm like, oh my god, like Jasper said there was tornado warning, and his power went out. And so I'm like, Jasper, I think Kate actually asked first. She's like, Jasper, are you okay? And then we didn't hear anything for a little while. I'm like, oh my god. So we started like, I'm not gonna lie, I was actually already looking up like names and like trying to find out like stuff that happened, because I was actually worried. So I like I sent you a message, and then you said, hey, yeah, we're all good here. I'm like, oh my gosh. So shout out to KY Bob too. He had some property damage as well from that storm.
Yeah, he lives, I think, further west, so he got effed up more than I did.
Yeah. And everybody else in Kentucky, like I said, like thoughts absolutely with you, but like I'm glad to see that you're doing okay and you weren't actually part of that event or whatever. So
yeah, what's crazy, if that kept going, like the strength that it did, it would have went like straight through my town, but it's kind of calmed down before it got to me. So
yeah, I'm kind of used to dealing with that because we live in Tornado Alley here, right? So we get a couple tornado warnings every year, and it's just like, okay, there's circulation moving over your head. Is it going to turn into a tornado or is it not? The sirens go off, and it's just kind of like part of living here. But like, man, this was different because that tornado, they said, was like on the ground for like 200 miles, something like that.
We get them every spring too, so it's like, it's not like anything special. So
yeah, well, I think this one was crazy. Yeah, like it for me, it's like always like, okay, you get so used to it, but like when something like that happens, it reminds you of like, okay, this can be serious, So hey, besides the traumatic news about that tornado and everything, hey, Hawkeye. Wow. Okay. So it came out like late last night. I watched it early today. And remember we and Jasper were talking about this a little bit ago about how I mentioned that, okay, I know something from looking at the IMDb page, right? So that was actually from episode 4, okay, when we found out that Florence Pugh, the new Black Widow, was going to be in this show. Okay, so I had known that. But what I didn't know, because I when I saw that, I was like, okay, I'm going to stop looking at this, was the big reveal at the end of this episode. And what that does for this whole thing is absolutely crazy. So we'll start kind of like with just how the episode was to begin with, and then we'll get into some of the like big spoilery things. So 3-bit, like what did you think when you were watching episode 5? How do you think they did with the story of involving Elena, and also the story wrapping up, kind of like going deeper into unraveling some of the mysteries about what's going on behind the scenes?
Yeah, it was so good. I was freaking out about it. I was like messaging you guys. I was like, and I wanted to say why, but I didn't want to spoil you guys. But yeah, it was freaking good. This was my favorite episode so far for a lot of reasons. One, I think that might get some hate or in the comments or whatever, but I don't know. I think she's a better Black Widow. Sorry, I said it.
Yeah.
But
what about that
so
scene when she
cool.
was like at her house, like at her apartment, and like just eating the macaroni and cheese, cooking her mac and cheese and stuff? Like
that was pretty cool. I don't know.
I think she just jokes more than Scarlett Johansson's. That's why.
Yeah, to me, she's just, I don't know.
And maybe
like,
you also like blondes more.
Yeah. Come eat.
I mean, if we
I don't
have
have
to
no
compare.
weapons. No, that's a lie.
Oh wait, that's
if we had to. Yeah, I this was my favorite episode so far. It felt like a lot more stakes are happening in like the background and sort of building up, but we didn't really know what it was building up to, and we're sort of starting to see sort of the ramifications of what's going to happen, and also that the Netflix universe is finally canon. You know, we're finally getting sort of confirmation that this is canon. We heard people like talk about it, be like, hey, you know, Daredevil and is still in this universe and everything, but we're seeing it in Hawkeye, which no one knew. I don't think I've heard any whispers about this. So
we saw canon stuff from the Netflix ones. Like they saw like the attack on New York was in like posters and like videos.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, but then like after that, they're like, I don't know, they canceled all the Netflix shows and they're like, okay, bye. You know, they didn't even whisper about it. So
I think it was like, I think last month they teased or they said that the Defenders are going to be in the MCU, and we didn't know how they were going to be introduced. And it was interesting because, you know, episode 5 kind of brought that into light, how will be introduced.
Yeah, and that was just one moment of the episode. Like I didn't see that coming. Like overall, I love the episode, and that was just like one additional thing that made me just step back and just be like, whoa. Overall, the episode itself with Yelena, I thought was really cool. Sort of Hawk, what's it, Hawk Girl? What's for
Kate Bishop?
Kate Bishop's character. Is it Hawk Girl? Basically sort of coming into her own, and I was sort of confused of like why she was so upset at like maybe you guys can like answer, like when Hawkeye was like, just go home. Like she never really listened to him before, so I didn't really understand like why that time it was different.
I think it's just because that's her hero and she's like disappointed him or whatever, so she's like,
yeah,
you know.
But like he told her to go home like 10 times before that.
But this time he did it. He was like, go home.
Serious.
You know, he was like, I think it's like, okay, you're getting onto your dog or you're like your kid. You're like, hey, stop doing that. Hey, stop it.
You're like, stop doing that.
And then they're like, they don't ever stop. You're like, stop it. And then they're like, okay, I get it. I'm sorry. You know, like I'll stop, Dad, please.
Okay. So it was more. So you guys think it was more like that, like just, I guess. Okay.
She could tell the seriousness of it that time. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I need to back off because, he does not actually want me here, right? Like that's kind of how it came across.
That makes sense. And in the last episode, I thought that was really cool. Like a good writing moment when he catches her, because and then you could tell like what he was thinking in that moment when he was thinking about, you know, Natasha, and he was seeing that moment in her. But yeah, I really like this episode. I do want to hear what you guys' thoughts were. I thought the moment where Yelena is in the bathroom and then she fades for a second, that just leads me to believe like it's cool to see from different perspectives how the snap affected different characters, you know. We're starting to see it in some of these shows, but it was really cool to see it from her perspective. Like for her it was like a second and she just lost like, what was it, 5 years or so of her life. So yeah, brilliant episodes. It's actually my favorite so far. So what do you guys think?
You want to go first?
No, it was cool. yeah, it was cool to see that, for her it was like it felt like 5 seconds. Like she like blipped, and I'm like, for a second I was like, is this the Black Widow TV show? I'm like, what's going on? And then it kind of made sense. Like, oh, the 5 years has passed. That's why they kind of went that way uh, with her character. So I was like, okay, so that's I thought they were gonna maybe talk about what happened during that blip, but it was just like a split second, like then it makes sense of what movie was that, where I think it was it Captain America and Winter Soldier, where she gets recruited from Elaine.
I guess was that
So that
Kingpin's like was she hired by the Kingpin?
nah, well, what we know so far is that Thunderbolt Ross is having her going around and getting people to she's what do you call it?
For the Dark Avengers,
recruiting
right?
them.
She's recruiting like the
Yeah.
Thunder, whatever they're called.
Either Thunderbolt Ross, Team Thunderbolt, or the Dark Avengers.
Yeah, Dark Avengers. I was thinking. Okay.
But if you
That's the
remember how she
two.
recruited her, she handed her a picture saying, "This is who killed your sister," and it was
Right.
Hawkeye.
Yeah,
And that was
Yeah,
who knows how long after has to be like right after they came back, pretty close to it, right? Did they have a year that they showed on that scene, the after credit scene? I forget.
I don't remember.
Because I'm curious how long she was back from the blip. When was maybe she immediately found out what happened to Natasha, went from where she was there, visited the grave, then was seen by evil Elaine, and then and then at that time recruited and said, "This is who killed killed Natasha," and so maybe she's getting all the information about what happened from the wrong people over the last 5 years, right? Because she didn't maybe know who to trust anymore. Like who knows who's moved on with their lives and all that stuff when she came back, right? So she seems like she's done a research on Ronan, because at the table she was like, "You don't know everything that this guy's done, blah 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 blah." All these.
It had to be a few months. Like she's only been there. I guess if you have to think about it, like she came back from the blip after 5 years. That's basically as soon as she came back, that was Endgame, right? When the whole when Hulk pretty much snaps. That's pretty much when she comes back. So I'm guessing it was at least a few months that we're seeing now, maybe. Yeah,
this is like 2023, I think, or 2024 timeline, right?
So you think it's a year or so after?
I don't know. I know the blip happened in 2018. They showed that again on the screen. 5 years passed, so it's 2023, and I don't know when Hawkeye's exactly taking place. Maybe they said at the beginning. I don't know, but
it's also confusing. Is this show was supposed to come out months ago after Black Widow? So it's like,
yeah. So Jasper, like overall, like just a show, and how did you think they incorporated Elena, Yelena, and also
sorry, I just looked it up. All those 1 year after.
1 year after the blip.
Yeah, 1 year after Endgame.
So she's had some time to really dig down and do some research, right? So we'll see. Jasper, what do you think of the show?
I think maybe like Kingpin might be like hiring Elaine to recruit Dark Avengers, protect him from like Daredevil and like those people. So like maybe he can get his own super force, like to protect him against the other superheroes, so he doesn't get beat again.
Yeah, because Yelena said, "I found out who hired me."
Yeah.
So obviously, like she's been on the hunt for Clint Barton ever since the grave scene, right? And Evil Elaine. So what I'm thinking is Kingpin got in touch with Evil Elaine, hired hired them to
recruit
to take out Clint Barton. What I imagine happened is Vera Farmiga, Eleanor Bishop, goes to Kingpin, says, "Look, I got this problem. Okay, Hawkeye needs to go. My daughter's in danger, right? I got this stuff that I'm doing with you. She's getting closer to it, and it's Hawkeye's fault, right? I need to get rid of him." So then Clint Barton's like, "Okay, well, I know who wants to get rid of him," and he's like, "Okay, hey, Evil Elaine, what's up, Evil Elaine? I know where Hawkeye is. He's here in New York stirring up trouble, and I'm gonna turn him over to you. Go kill him." And then Evil Elaine, as their connection to Yelena, calls Elena up, says, "Hey, I have a new mission for you, and it's the one you've been waiting for. It's Hawkeye. Go get him."
See, I don't think that Eleanor and Kingpin though, or like, I don't think she went to Kingpin because of Hawkeye. I think they already knew each other.
Well, I agree with that. I think she's one of the ringleaders of a big thing, and I think her husband or fiance is a front.
Yeah, that
right?
guy.
I think he's just I think he's a pawn in her game, or he's part of it. I think the whole police scene that was there was like staged from like hired police officers and stuff just to get like Katie off of her back.
Or they
right?
actually framed him.
Or they actually framed him because he's just a pawn and they don't give a shit about him, right? But I think she is like big over a big like thing going on, and I think that's why she went to Kingpin, right? Because she knows that she can go to him because he's like, they're probably friends, you know, he's in charge of her, you know, all that kind of stuff. Like he lives that luxury life too. You remember, you know, like all the scenes in Daredevil, you know, he's like over at like the art galleries, and you know, he's like all calm,
making an omelet, omelet in the morning.
And like she's very much similar.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. They have a lot of similarities, Kingpin and her, as far as like their bouginess, I'll say. You know, but like besides that, like just the show, like with Yelena, even like, what did you think of Yelena in this? Do you think she is gonna play? Do you think she's gonna kill Clint? What's gonna happen, man?
They'll not kill Clint.
Her mom is evil.
I think that she finds out, you know, that what happens. Like, hey, you know what? This is what happened. I tried to take myself out, and he, you know, tells her, and then maybe he just says, you know what, kill me because I've been dying since since your sister died, you know, because it's been killing me inside, and maybe this is the end of Hawkeye.
Think maybe he'll retire after. Maybe this is like the it for him, and he's gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna turn over the keys to Kate.
He has kids; they won't kill him.
they you know, Tony had a kid. Yeah, Tony. Had a kid.
I honestly, I've been suspicious of Kate Bishop's mom since like the first episode.
When the old guy was like
feeling her vibes. I didn't have any proof until now that she is hiring the dang Kingpin.
Oh, that's true, because they had an argument in that, like, was it the first or second episode, and then he was dead. Yeah. And then the sword was at their house.
Yeah. So, I think he was on to her about something, and that's what he tried to warn Katie about. Remember, it's like an awkward exchange. And he's like, I'm not so sure about her or whatever, right? And then they had the argument, and he's found dead, right? So what call did she make to make that happen?
Well, she has her own private security force, so
she could have had her husband kill him. Yeah. Like, look, he said this to me. Go take that sword that you stole and go kill the guy. You know, who knows? Man, it's crazy, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking like back of all the scenes that could have, like, where I've seen her be kind of suspicious. And I think it'd be kind of the plot twist that the guy with the mustache is actually the good guy, and the mom is the bad guy. Because I think he's an established character. I think he trains in the book. I'm pretty sure the guy with the mustache, can't remember his name.
Jack?
What's his name? Jack?
I think so. Her
I think
fiance
he
or her
trains
husband?
Hawkeye in the books, doesn't he?
Um,
That
I
character.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Okay.
I wouldn't know. I never read the books. I'm just, but
Yeah, but yeah.
Did he
what
train
what if?
Hawkeye or did he train Ronin? That's
It's a good, I think it was Hawkeye, but they, MCU will probably change it a little bit, because they they do that sometimes. But I wonder if anyone knows in the comments who that guy is, or if that's the guy I'm talking about, then let me know. I'm
I
pretty sure it is though.
I have a thought too. This is crazy. This is off the wall. Okay, but just hear me out. Okay. All right. You remember the opening scene in the show? Period. Right. The first scene is a battle of
The
New
alien
York.
attack. Yeah.
Alien attack. Their apartment is like hit hard. Everybody went missing or whatever. And then the Kate's walking around trying to find her parents. And then eventually her mom like grabs her or whatever. So just hypothetically, right? What if her mom actually died then and that was a scroll or something that took her mom's place?
You're going too crazy now.
Is that too crazy? You
Yeah.
think so? They've been
or her
there
mom
all
killed
along.
her
You know?
the dad and blamed it on the events in New York
Yeah.
because we don't see the dad. We don't even see a body. We don't see anything in that opening scene when the attack on New York happened. We just
I would
know
say
that
they were more of a happy family than when her husband died. She's like, I'm going to go full crazy now. And
You think so?
yeah.
Yeah, that's also very likely. I could see that. I like my scroll idea because it's really cool, But I don't know if like it's really feasible because why the hell would the scrolls take her place? It's just, and stick around for that many years. But she did get heavily involved using her influence and money, so maybe they could have targeted like influential people, right? Let's say a scroll was there, use the opportunity to, okay, we can use this battle, ditch the husband, take her over, and I got all this influence in this huge security company, right? And I can be as evil as I want to be, and all I got to do is raise this girl to be a superhero along the way. It's no problem.
Yeah, I'm wondering because it could go in a lot of different ways. I think the way that seems likely is that Kate's mom is working for Kingpin.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why her security company is so big is because Kingpin is one of the people that's funding her company.
Yeah.
And she probably asked for a favor once Kate kept getting closer. Because just think about like what Kate was saying. Like she's basically giving her the info of what's going on, and the way she reacts, she's just like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and she like hugs. I don't know. This is not, this is, seems like she knows things.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, "Don't worry, I'll go and take care of this as soon as we're done hugging," sort of situation. So I'm thinking she's pretty good friends with Kingpin.
Yeah, I think she's really good friends with him too. I agree. But where does this fall in the Daredevil timeline? Because like I don't remember where we left off with Kingpin and Daredevil.
He was under house arrest, wasn't
he? He I think he went to jail.
Yeah, and then they
end.
released him and put him in his own penthouse, like locked in his penthouse,
like
whatever.
He knows who Daredevil is, and then Daredevil's like pretty much like, you can't do anything about it. Like and then his wife was there, and his wife was pretty much saying she was like really loyal to him and was gonna wait for him when he got out of jail, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know. I haven't seen it in a while.
Was Kingpin in the Defenders?
I didn't watch the Defenders.
Oh.
No, I
don't think he was, but that's all of them.
You never seen Defenders?
Because I lost interest when they came out with like Luke Cage and Iron Fist and all that stuff. Like I was really into Daredevil and Punisher at first, especially Daredevil. But like when they did all that other stuff, I just was kind of like, like
Jessica Jones is great.
Yeah.
I like it, at least.
How is Defenders? Is Defenders good?
I don't remember. It's been so
If
long.
I heard it wasn't very
Um,
good, so like
it
just-
has good moments, like because it's just cool to see these heroes like
everybody said Iron Fist
do their
was
powers.
terrible.
Yeah.
I
Like the first
mean,
season
yeah,
was
he is.
okay. It's that second season I was like, what the F did I just watch?
I tried watching the first like episode or two of Luke Cage. I just didn't really get into it, you know. And
Oh, Luke Cage has a great villain though. You
yeah,
have to at least get to the end of
who's the villain in
Luke
that?
Cage. Cottonmouth is his name.
Okay,
He's Blade. Marshall Ali. What was his
Mahershala
name?
I don't
Ali.
remember any of that. It's been so long.
Gosh.
Electra was
Mahershala.
really cool. Is she in anymore? Is she in Defenders?
No.
She actually she is. Sorry, spoiler.
Is she?
I'm pretty sure she is.
Yeah, I think she was
Ah.
helping Daredevil fight the Foot Clan in the skyscraper when it fell or whatever.
The Foot
Wasn't it?
Clan was this
Or
Ninja Turtles?
was that Daredevil or was that Defenders?
Whatever. Aren't they called the Foot Clan?
Are they called the Foot Clan?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Ninja Turtles is
It's
the-
DC, but
No,
that-
Ninja Turtles. No, wait. Ninja Turtles is like the foot, and then Marvel's the hand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the hand.
I
Yeah.
think that's how I
Maybe.
kind of remember it. I think they're the
yeah,
hand.
it's the
and
Foot
then-
Clan is Ninja Turtles. It was like that's like Shredder's like gang. You know, I was like the Foot. They're going after the crossover time. Ninja Turtles.
I just remember the ninjas.
Hand Clan.
Yeah,
It's
the
the
hand,
Cyber
I
Gunter
think.
says the hand. Okay. So I'm gonna invent a new gang called the Elbow. I don't know. Like, what? Why do they go after like appendages?
I don't know. But I would say like Defenders, like it had its moments where it was pretty cool. Like I really like Jessica Jones as a character, and I really like Daredevil as a character. Even Luke Cage. The only one I don't really like is Iron Fist, and I think a
Yeah.
lot of people don't. So seeing them all just interact with each other, and they're all like really good actors, except Iron Fist, then you'll enjoy it, Mav, because in general you enjoy superhero movies. So
Yeah, there was just so much at that time. Like I was watching all of the DC shows, like Flash, and then I was watching Legends of Tomorrow, and I started watching Arrow. Arrow was great.
Well,
I loved Arrow for a long
it's
time.
better than those.
And
I would
then
say.
then I got really into Daredevil, and I got into Punisher, right, and stuff like that. But like there was just too many shows at the time, right, to watch. So I think
Yeah.
anyway, like it's cool that maybe it can all just live on in Disney Plus, and they can continue from there, right? So all right. For those, this is the biggest spoiler. We've already been alluding to this, but yes, at the end of the show, Kate's mom is seen paying a visit to Kingpin after Yelena reveals that Kate's mom is the one that hired her to kill Hawkeye. So, what roundabout way that happened involved Kingpin, right? So, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out from here. Are we going to get other character reveals? Is Kingpin going to be actually in the next episodes, or is this just alluding to him in the future with the bigger payoff, right? The other thing, it seems like the Maya secondhand guy, right? Because she's in charge of the Gym Tan Laundry gang.
The tracksuits or whatever.
She's the tracksuit mafia. Like she's in charge of that, and her second guy in charge seems like he was actually had something to do with her father's death, and Hawkeye knows, or she's onto him. So I think he's gonna pay a call to Kingpin, right? Or somebody who knows exactly who. We'll go from there. I don't know what's gonna happen here, but I think it's gonna put Maya's life in danger now. Right? So
Yeah, because she
see
kind
how
of
that plays.
questioned like, where were you? And
Yeah.
kind of questioned it. So yeah, it's definitely it's getting interesting. So I don't know how many episodes are in this series. If it's going with the 8 or 9.
Hope
Because
it's
we're at
longer.
5.
Dude, I hope it's like
Yeah.
15, dude. It's getting good.
I hope it's not 6 like the other ones.
No,
but
it's
Yeah.
it's definitely not. I think it's 9, but it could be more. The thing is, it's like Christmas themed. It'd be kind of weird if it went after Christmas, but I guess it could completely. It seems like Christmas is coming up on the show too, though, because she was putting presents under the tree and all that fun stuff, right? TV miniseries. I'm trying to see how many episodes.
I think the reason Kingpin's involved is like they were going after Ronan because Ronan was affecting their business, like by killing all the criminals.
Yeah.
So that's probably why they're after Ronan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I
that's
think
how Kate Bishop.
they're definitely in it because kind of how at least how they did Yelena, and then Vince posted on Twitter once people like was posting about the episode. I forgot what he said, but he was like just mentioning Hawkeye, and that was pretty cool.
Wasn't there an
It's
article
only
like a couple
6.
months ago about Daredevil coming back to the MCU or something?
There's only 6
Yeah,
episodes.
that was Daredevil. That was the Defenders and everything.
This next
That was,
episode is the
all the-
finale.
What?
Yep.
Oh my god.
Dang, it kind of feels like the finale.
It's just so
Why would
good. I
that-
don't want it to be over. You know what I mean? Like,
See, okay. That's my one gripe with these Disney Plus shows. They're like 5 to 9
I
episodes.
think
and
the longest
that's it.
was Loki was 8, wasn't it?
yeah, but his episodes
that
were only
was
like 30 minutes
9.
long, weren't they?
No, they started off about 30-ish, but they went like
Was
about
WandaVision's
40.
30 minutes long? One of them was like, yeah, I think they're all
Wanda
different
started-
lengths. I don't know.
Wanda started 30 because they wanted to give that traditional,
Mhm.
like, like the 50s, like 30-minute TV shows. And then they got longer as the episodes went in. I think hers was the longest with 9 episodes. But there was so much going on that they couldn't do 6 episodes, So I just wish they were just a little bit longer, these Disney Plus shows. But I get it. I mean, all the production value and everything that's put into these, it's top notch. So they don't want to have these long series seasons, and and it doesn't pay off for them viewer wise. But
Calling it now, the cliffhanger for next episode is going to be Daredevil.
oh, Daredevil or the fucking Defenders show up, or Moon Knight, because Moon Knight fought Kingpin in prison in the Devil Reign comics. So I wonder if that's how they're gonna kind of introduce him because I think he's the next TV series, Moon Knight.
I thought it was She-Hulk, wasn't it?
It's one of the two because they come out in 2022, both of them.
Yeah.
So what do we have to look forward to until then? After this next episode, which is going to be incredibly like
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, and
Right.
that's it until Doctor Strange in May.
Well, then there's the Star Wars stuff is going to start hitting too,
Yeah.
right? So is that the
Yep.
next show? Big show is probably going to be a Star Wars show, isn't it? Boba
I think
Fett?
The Witcher comes out tomorrow.
Oh yes. Okay.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Did
Book-
y'all
Book of Boba
watch the
Fett.
first season?
I did.
Oh fuck yeah!
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
Um,
Yeah, I mean we're getting pretty good stuff with Marvel. I mean Hawkeye was, I mean you still have until probably the next week when the Hawkeye, and then Spider-Man isn't Spider-Man out right now?
Comes out Friday,
No,
I think.
Friday.
Oh, I guess some
Tomorrow
people
night.
are just seeing it early.
yeah. So that was going to be one of our topics too.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
So, spoilers are over. Again, hold on, one last time. Kingpin is in the show. Kingpin is in the show, and it's played by Vincent D'Onofrio, the Kingpin from Daredevil. This is huge.
Yeah.
Daredevil
That's what
could
we're
be
all
coming soon.
speculating.
Who knows? It also could have all those other people that they talked about. Vincent D'Onofrio, though, is a badass. He's the best Kingpin, in my opinion. Like, he's great. Ving Rhames, or was it Michael Clark Duncan? I can't remember because I get them too confused a lot. Was it Michael Clark Duncan that played Kingpin or Ving Rhames that played Kingpin before in a movie?
That was
No actors, so
Vin Rhames. Michael B. Duncan was the guy from Green Mile. So it was the guy from
Ving
Pulp
Rhames.
Fiction.
Okay, yeah. So he was also good, really good. But Vincent D'Onofrio is like amazing in Daredevil as Kingpin. So I'm super excited that he's reprising his role. Okay, moving on. Hey, guess what, guys? Guess what comes out this week? This is a movie that we've talked about so much, and we'll finally find out the one answer we've all been waiting for. The one answer we all wanted to know.
is Lizard getting punched?
Is Lizard getting punched in the air on that construction building by an invisible spider?
Someone already spoiled it for me, so I'm fucking pissed.
Yeah. Oh, well, don't. Like, it's okay, Psycho. Maybe they're wrong. You know.
No, they showed pictures, so
Okay.
fucking I'm pissed.
Well, that's why you don't look at that stuff.
Yep.
They sent it in a DM.
Oh,
was
what?
like, oh,
Man,
it's this
that's
you
just messed up.
motherfucker!
That's just messed up.
It is. He's an asshole, and I'm gonna freaking hurt him when I see him.
Don't talk about Pong that way.
No, I can never hurt Pong.
So yes, we have this movie, Spider-Man: No Way Home. Now, what I want to talk about is, as excited as we all are to see this movie, it's going to be like one of the biggest superhero movies come out in the last few years, right? It's getting some mixed early impressions right now. Like Shang-Chi, everybody was like, "Oh my god, this is like this huge surprise! It's amazing," and also for Suicide Squad, and a couple other movies. Our early impressions were like through the roof, right? This one's kind of getting those same vibes as like, the early impressions that like Black Widow or like Eternals got, right? From like a mixed kind of feelings on it. Are we concerned at all about these early impressions? Because some people love it, some people are like, it's just whatever.
Well, that's what happens when you hype up something so much, and then like
Right.
what's not in there, you get disappointed. So it's going to affect your review. So I think right now it could just be the hype level was too high, and what they saw they didn't like.
Yeah, I agree. Like I remember when I was like, I'm kind of afraid it's just going to be like the Sony excuse for like a bunch of their characters to be in a movie, and it's just going to kind of feel like a dumb story, right? So I'm that's what I was always kind of concerned about, because I want it to be Tom Holland's Spider-Man story, right? Not like this big old clunked together mess of stuff, just an excuse to throw all these characters on the screen for marketing. You know what I mean? I was worried about the story with this thing, and I don't know if I haven't seen, like, I've seen like people say stuff. I haven't seen any spoilers, or I haven't seen them really talk in detail, but I have just seen a lot of people say, yeah, it was okay. But then other people are like, it was amazing, So, hey, 3-bit, like, does early impressions, how much of an, like, how much do they impact your thoughts going into watching a movie?
With Spider-Man, not so much, because it seems like the critics, even with like Homecoming, are kind of mixed.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, if I remember correctly, with Homecoming, they were kind of like, it was okay, it's a coming of age teen story. I don't really know. They did the same thing with Far From Home. And I love both of those movies, so if that was anything to go off of, I'm probably gonna like this one even like way more than those two, especially with the stakes being pretty high this time around. Some of my favorite villains are in this one, and also just from little clips I've seen, like Mary Jane knows that he's, I mean, I guess everybody knows now, knows that he's Spider-Man. So getting to see more of that dynamic, I just love stuff like that. And the first two Spider-Mans were more so inspired by like Back to the Future and like Breakfast Club. So having those relationships with like the friends and them growing up, I like stuff like that, you know. And not everybody does. When they look towards Spider-Man, they look more at the other films like the Toby and Andrew. So if anything, I'm not really gonna listen to the critics. And I've seen a lot of people love the film. It's weird. I've seen a lot of people who said this film was one of the best Marvel films ever, and then I'll see like trash.
Yeah.
So...
It's very divisive right now. And
Yeah.
even with the reviews from like big time critics, like I'm looking at this article from Newsweek, and they kind of have like a breakdown. Like the New York Post like says that like Spider Boy to Spider Man. You know, he's like, what kind of what we talked about like a few weeks ago about him growing up and kind of becoming more mature, you know? And they praised Tom Holland's performance. CNN says impressively lives up to the hype. Rolling Stone says Spider-Man No Way Home, a perfectly fine superhero movie. Make of that what you will. IGN says one of the fresher takes. So there's truly a never dull moment. But then you have like other ones that says is the least fun of the Tom Holland movies, but still a lot better than the Spider-Man threequel from Tobey Maguire. You know, that's from the Hollywood Reporter.
Something like when the first reviews started coming out, like the first like 50 reviews were all like 100% or whatever. So
yeah. So I saw, can't remember his name. Somebody is like a big superhero fan that I've seen. He does a podcast too on gaming, but he was like, "Yeah, it's a 6 for me." I was like, "Really?" You know, but he has hot takes sometimes. You know,
maybe the other Spider-Mans aren't in it, so people are getting disappointed.
Could from what I see is like it has an okay first act, weak second act, but a strong third act. Is I'm getting from what I hear about the Spider-Man movie. So, so it starts off okay, then it kind of like floats there in the middle, but it wraps it up very well, from what I'm all the takes I'm getting.
Yeah.
So we'll see how true this all is. We'll find out Friday.
I think it's just hard to please people anymore. Also, like with established characters, like I feel like introducing new characters, it's almost easier for people to love. Like even if it's within a established franchise, for example,
I would go the other way.
You think so? Because Shang-Chi did great, and people were like, "Oh, it's so amazing." And then the other thing is like in Black Widow, what did everybody praise? The new character, not Scarlett Johansson, right? It's like it's almost like it seems like easier for people to love the new things and just try and pick apart things that are wrong with the things that they've already established in a way.
Yeah, I was thinking more like because with recently Halo, like a lot of people don't like the pilot, and it's a new character.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
but then also people are just critical of Halo overall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's Halo. Yeah. You know, which is established, right?
They could have gave us the ending story of Locke.
There's an audio log where he's dead. So.
Oh yeah.
Spoiler alert.
I didn't even know that.
Spoiler.
But I assumed
it's an audio log. It's not like in the main campaign. So.
Spoilers are still going on. Let's rewind time. I'm gonna put this back up. What that didn't just happen, but hey, what was that again, Jasper? Because I have the spoilers thing up on the screen now.
There's an audio log in Infinite where it says Locke is dead, pretty much. So
pretty much. Okay, so it's not clear. Okay.
Well, his helmet's on the shoulder of a brute. So
we saw that from the Mega Block stuff. We saw that from the Mega Block stuff. So we'll see.
Like his real head or his helmet?
His helmet. So.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say those brutes are fucking nasty.
Yeah. Yeah, if it was his head, that'd be different. So I'm clicking on Rotten Tomatoes. What does it have right now?
No one likes Locke anyway. Who cares?
That is not
Vic is
confirmation of a death
angry.
of Locke. That is not. Come on, wait, how do I see the damn score? Did I just accidentally click on an article? Can somebody tell me how Rotten Tomatoes works? Spider.
I actually don't know. I've
Spider-Man. Okay, I'm clicking
been
on
out
the
there
movie.
like once.
Oh, dude, it's got a
You love-
94%.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like the first 50 reviews were all 100.
So it's actually fanboys just like bitching on Twitter that I'm seeing.
Yeah, probably. I mean, Twitter is a small. It can seem like a huge
Yeah.
thing of like where your reviews are or like your headspace, but then like you step outside of Twitter and it's like actually a small percentage of what people actually think.
Yeah, there's like 50 fanboys that scream the loudest, and they're
I
heard
hate
because
Senua. You know,
Yeah.
and then
it's linear, it's QT.
Oh my god. Yes,
But
dude.
90% of PlayStation games are linear QTE games.
Yeah, and like we don't have like very many at all on Xbox, and then they make one. It's like, no, this can't be like that. This is gonna suck.
Right?
You know, it's like, come on, are you serious? Look at it. It looks amazing. But yeah, dude, holy crap. I think that basically these people that are just bitching on Twitter are just like a minority of people that are just making a lot of noise. So I take everything back. Erase the last like 10 minutes of the show. And hey, let's rephrase this. Hey, what is these amazing early reviews? Does this increase your hype for Spider-Man No Way Home?
I heard it
Psycho?
was trash. I heard it was trash.
You heard
Twitter
it was
told
trash?
me so.
Twitter, man, like 94%. Okay, so you can't just go based on critics, right? Like critics don't
No.
always matter. However, like from Eternals, like it was like a 40-something% on Rotten Tomatoes. This is definitely the other way, but it seems almost like the other way from what I'm hearing early impressions of on Twitter. Also, like I'm confused. I don't understand.
The only time I pay attention to movie reviews is if the movie's like a 30. Like if it's a really bad movie, then I'll look at
Yeah.
it. But like other than that, it's like, who cares?
I look at IMDb, right? Because IMDb is just user scores, and people don't really review bomb movies too much. You know what I mean? So if it's got like a user score of like a 3, it's like a trash movie in IMDb.
Yeah.
And if it's like a 5, it's watchable, right? You could probably have a good, like a lot of Adam Sandler movies, 5s to 6s, and kind of stupid movies that are fun to watch, right? But if it's like in the high 7s or 8s on IMDb, usually it's like amazing. It's usually like a really great movie. But Rotten Tomatoes, like it's all over the damn place because there's some stuff on Rotten Tomatoes that gets like crazy high critic scores and stuff that's just boring as hell. And then there's some stuff that's like great, and it's got like a 48%, which we'll get into Eternals in a little bit because I want to talk about that too. Jasper, are you more excited now after some early impressions? Are you less excited, or where are you at?
The impressions don't affect me at all because I form my own opinions. So
Oh, you're great, man. That's the right answer. That's correct.
that is a rare Pokemon, Jasper.
Yeah, it is. I already had my like slight concerns before, but that like nothing to make me go like, oh my god, this is gonna be horrible. Like I just want to go in and see it. And the last trailer that they showed actually eased some of those concerns that I had because it actually looked great and looked like it was gonna have a good story. So, but now I'm looking at the critic reviews. That actually eases my concerns more because I think if it was just like a kind of thing that I was worried about, they would trash on it. You know what I mean? Like critics would absolutely trash on that kind of movie. So I think that it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be great now, man. I'm freaking excited. So let's go. Spider-Man: No Way Home. Now the cool thing, the other thing, guys, I have free tickets. Yeah,
you can get in
if I can get it. Oh, I'm not gonna go day one. I'm not gonna go in that crowd. I'm gonna wait and go during the day, like the following week, when there's like nobody there and sit in the theater like by myself. Yeah, that's gonna be amazing.
I got this Saturday off. I'm gonna go try to see it, even though it's the day after it comes out. I'm gonna hope it's not too packed.
Yeah, awesome. Hey, how busy do you think the theaters are gonna be for this? Because like, you know,
It'll be busy.
they haven't been busy like for many movies. Period.
Well, wasn't
You know?
there like reselling tickets for like $20,000 for this movie or something?
Which is crazy. Like, just wait a week.
It's
You know, this will
Spider-Man.
save $20,000. You know, $20,000 for
It's
like
Spider-Man, so you'll see. It will be higher than Eternals because it's a well-known
Mhm.
Marvel character. You know, it's not like, you know, like I said, like Eternals. It was kind of like, who are they? You know, so the general public is not going to be rushing out, even though it's a Marvel movie. You know, but this is a Marvel Spider-Man movie / Sony movie. So
So with the
you'll see, like,
holidays, maybe people be traveling more or something. Might not be too busy.
yeah.
What is creating
Yeah.
the buzz for this movie? I know it's Spider-Man, right? But
The trifecta of
Yeah, the
Tom Holland,
possibility of all of them.
Andrew Garfield, and
what if it's not there? Like, just I mean, is everybody gonna be like, "Fuck, I was duped," you know? Like, and they never actually said themselves that was gonna happen.
That's where I think the disappointments come in because the hype level's real high. So like you have a high opportunity to disappoint.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you're right on
Yeah.
that. Makes sense. Like they realize it's just another
I mean-
Spider-Man movie. That's a good one,
Yeah.
but not anything like, it's not Endgame. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. But somebody has to be punching that lizard.
Nope. Explosion next to
I'll
his
show
face,
you.
man.
hey Mav, I'll send you the tweet, the DM. I
No,
got.
no. You better not.
Don't open anything from
I'm not
Psycho
gonna
for, like,
open
the next
anything from
2
you,
weeks.
bro. hell no. Not like, okay. So speaking of Eternals, and I mentioning that I have free tickets. Okay. So this is what happened. All right. I already kind of told the guys, and I was like, hey, I was in the DMs with you guys, and I was like, hey, I'm finally getting to go see Eternals. I had a window. I had a small window of time. Was it early this week or was it last week to see Eternals? Or I was on Saturday. I don't fucking remember. Who knows what day it was? Anyway, I had a window of time.
That was
Like,
Friday because it was a
Friday.
show.
Okay, yes, Friday. Okay, I'm going to see it finally. So I got there, and remember, I had like 3 hours, and it's at 12:05 is when it's supposed to start. Nothing happens, right? The screen's black, no sound, nothing's happening. And I'm like, I go out there like, hey guys, like, where's the movie? You know, like it's supposed to be here. It's supposed to be starting. And they say, oh, we'll look into that. Go have a seat. It'll be starting in a few minutes. I'm like, okay. 5-10 minutes go by. I'm like, what the hell? You know, I got a limited amount of time here, right? And I'm thinking they got to do the whole previews thing, you know, because like I was excited to see the previews. I showed up early to see the previews. You always want to see the previews of a superhero movie, right? Because you know you're getting all the biggest trailers and stuff, right? So anyway, I was like, hey, like it's not starting yet. So I didn't want to leave the theater because I was afraid that the second I walk out, they're gonna start the damn thing, right? But I did because the first time so I didn't this time because I did the first time. So I called them. I was like, hey, I'm in the theater. There's like other people in here too. There's no movie. Like this is like 10:15 or 12:15 now, 12:20, something like that. Like where's the movie at? And they said, oh, we'll look into it. And I'm like, what the hell? I just was up there. Like nobody's doing anything. And so they're like, okay, we'll look into it. So then another 5-10 minutes go by, and everybody in there's getting restless, you know, and nobody's doing anything about it. And I'm like freaking out because like I want to be able to sit through the movie. So I get up again, I walk out, and I walk all the way to the front. You know, big movie theater. So it takes me a good like 2 minutes or so to walk up there. I'm like, hey, like, is there anything happening or what's going on? And they're like, okay, let me look. Oh, it just started. Like, shit. So I walk back, and I missed the opening scene. I was so pissed because they didn't do any previews. The movie just started immediately. So I missed whatever happened at the very beginning. And then I was really enjoying the movie, right? So we'll talk about that in a second. But like an hour and 45 minutes in, the power goes out. And the entire theater.
Oh,
Did you get a refund, man? That sounds like a bunch of
It was crazy,
nonsense.
dude. I never go to this theater either, but the power went out in the entire theater. It came back on, but then they got to reset everything. It takes like a while for the movies to come back. And they said it'll be about 10, 15 minutes for your movie comes back. I'm like, if you didn't start the movie like 20 minutes, 25 minutes late, I would be able to wait, but I can't. I have to go. Like I have no choice, right? So they gave me 2 free passes to come back.
Ooh.
So because their systems were down because of the power outage, so they couldn't give a refund, right? So instead they gave me a refund as a pass and then an extra pass, right? So I'm gonna use it on Spider-Man and the Matrix, I guess. Unless Kate wants to go see those, then we'll just use it together, I guess. It sucked.
So how far did you get?
So
with Eternals.
Okay, so spoilers. Have y'all seen Eternals?
No.
You can spoil it. I don't really care though.
Do you care, Psycho?
I don't care.
Okay. All right. So there's a scene about almost like an hour and 45 minutes in or so when there's some big revelations happening, right? And I forget her name off the top of my head. You know, the main character that you're following through the movie. You know, she takes over as the leader, right? And
Jessica Alba?
no, it was I can't remember her name. She's the one that can like change things
Salma
into sand. No, she's the one that can change things into sand and stuff. Change like stuff, like change like their characteristics. So she was talking to her ex-boyfriend guy, you know, and I just had the
street.
No, it was on the ship, and it just had the revelation of what he did to Salma Hayek's character. Right, and how he was involved with that whole process and everything. And then right after we saw the flashback, they were walking in the ship, and then the thing popped out of her chest, and she was about to talk to the thing.
Xenomorph?
Again. No, it's not aliens. She was about to talk to the guy again. You know that she talks to from the ball in her chest. Right?
Bishop?
No. And anyway, right as it came out of her chest again, and she was about to talk, and then he was like, "Are you okay?" Then the screen went black. You know what I'm talking about, 3-bit? You remember what happened? Like, okay, so they're on the ship, they're all deciding on what they're gonna do, and they come up with a plan, right?
Yeah.
Okay, they come up with a plan. Then her and the guy, the Superman-like guy, right? They go off and they talk, right? And and then it cuts to a flashback, right? It happens after like he tells somebody, "You don't actually know who I am," something like that. Then it goes to a flashback, and it shows everything that he did and all the stuff that he knew and what he did with Salma Hayek's character, right?
Right.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay, then
so
right
around there.
Then right after that, it's again present time, and him and the main lady that turns things into sand and shit are walking in the ship.
Do you know any of their names?
I can't remember any of their names, dude.
Okay.
I can't remember any of their names. The only name I remember is Sprite. I can't remember any of their names. Okay.
Like Sprite.
Was Pepsi there?
Damn it, Psycho. No. Coke wasn't there either, and neither was Mr. Pibb. Okay. And Dr. Pepper is not involved. But anyway, they were walking.
MIA?
Yeah, they were walking after that flashback scene happened, right? They were walking back into the ship, and then she had the thing pop out of her chest, and she was going to have a conversation with that big giant celestial guy again, right? But as that was happening, he was like, "Are you okay?" Because she kind of started like falling back, you know. And he was like, "Are you okay?" And that's when it ended.
Okay. That's still it's
I have like an hour
left at all. Well, I don't know. The movie was kind of long to be honest. I'm trying to remember where that was.
I think I have like 45 minutes left of the movie.
Okay. Dang. So okay. Yeah, you gotta keep watching. There's a lot I can't.
Well, I know, but I can't I'm not gonna go back to the theater and sit through an hour and 45 minutes to get to the hour
you
that I
missed the beginning too.
Well, only
so,
like a minute of the beginning, though. Like, I missed that very opening scene, right? But I didn't miss the movie. Like I watched an hour and 45 minutes of the movie, and I don't want to sit there for another hour and 45 minutes of a movie that I just watched just to get to the last 45 minutes. Like that just sounds like.
Oh, I mean, after Spider-Man, there's not much other Marvel movies, so.
But it's coming to Disney Plus in like
on the 12th of January.
12th of January.
It's freaking far.
It's a 1 month away. Like I can wait that long instead of going and wasting one of my tickets on that again. Like it's really good though.
So you're telling me I can't talk about it?
You can't talk about the ending. No, you can't talk about the last 45 minutes. I won't allow it. You can talk about everything up to that scene.
Dang. I can't say crap.
Which a lot was revealed. I mean, Jasper, have you seen it yet?
I have not. I'm just waiting for the 12th.
Okay.
Oh, you guys are the worst. All right, what about Psycho? You seen it?
No, I'm waiting.
I'm the only. Are you? Okay.
Well, I've seen it. I tried to see it. It wasn't fair what happened to me. I'm very sad about it.
It's not fair what's happening to me. I can't talk about the dang end, and you guys haven't seen it.
Well, what?
I'll probably
you bootleg it.
Go on Cody. Yeah.
Yo, have you seen Billy Madison yet, 3-bit?
What? Sorry, someone's what? Sorry, gotta go.
Billy Madison 2. Oh, that's Bully 2. Sorry.
Oh, Bully 2 better be real, by the way.
The last thing we had seen is like the about a cancellation of that game. Now it's popping back up. So
yeah,
maybe
it was,
you've heard my cries.
Maybe it was Grand Theft Auto 6 that was going to be canceled, and people assumed that it was Bully.
Listen, Bully 2 would be the best. It would be the absolute best. Like I freaking love Bully.
If it was
but it's hard to put that into GTA Online, so they're not going to do it.
I never played Bully. So do you play as the bully, or do you like go against bullies?
Both.
It's kind of both. Like you're basically in the school, you're upping your reputation, so you're earning respect from different cliques, and in order to do that, you kind of have to bully your way up. Like you're earning the respect from the nerds, the cheerleaders, the jocks, and then once you earn respect from all the different groups of kids, you're like the popular kid in school.
Oh, what a great message.
And you do that by beating up other kids and stuff. So.
Yeah,
it's a Rockstar game, but I love Bully just because it was like a mini Grand Theft Auto game. It was like a Grand Theft Auto game, but contained in more of like a school setting. I mean, you can't go in the city. Huh?
Nothing. You said it's like kind of like another GTA game. I was like,
I mean, it basically is, but like, it has that Rockstar formula. But Bully is like, I don't know. This is kind of cool. You could go to class, right? You can like fail your classes. You could stuff kids in like lockers.
Oh yeah,
and trash.
Yeah, because that's like Mav's favorite. He loves animes about school and.
You can play dodgeball. I don't know. It's just freaking fun. It's just different.
Do your trigonometry homework?
Yeah, you do your homework. You'd like ride in roller coasters.
I don't know. I never got excited about it or even cared to try it really when it came out. I know everybody said it was great, but like I never understood the concept of the game. Like I don't know. Like it's cool. It is what it is. If you get Billy 2 though, man, I'll be excited for you because guess what? I got my dream sequel. Not sequel, remake.
I don't want. This is you, and this is for you, and this is also for Lady. I don't want your pity excitement. I want you yourself to be excited for this amazing franchise. Okay, the Lady said the same
amazing
thing
franchise where you go and bully kids. Go ahead and live your fantasies, 3-bit.
Like, it's such a good game. Like, you could
I think that franchise is dead 3-bit.
listen. I still have hope. I still have hope that
Yeah.
they'll make a bully.
There's some weird ass talk about it going on. Like who? I don't know.
Let's go.
Is there like a huge bully fan base out there? Like, I mean, that's really like wanting this game to happen, or is it like a small little group of 3-bits?
I guess I haven't seen a lot of
Okay,
people. I don't know.
Let's ask the
me.
chat. The chat. Do you give a shit if they make a Bully 2, or would you rather them do something else, like Red Dead 3, GTA 6, or anything else original? Bring back Midnight Club, or anything else. That agent game that they were supposed to have made that got canceled.
Did I just typed in Bully 2? Did you see an article like from a day ago where it said Bully 2 was reportedly pulled from the Game Awards?
Yeah, that's what he's referring to. That's that's the rumors, right? So Kate says she would play it for sure. She wants to live, you know what it is? I figured it out.
What?
It's the dark side.
It's the dark side?
Yeah.
Oh,
you and Kate are both Sith Lords after we figured that out. It's the Sith Lords that want Bully 2.
I mean, you could be a good person in Bully, sort of.
Well, the Reddit only has 18,000 people on it, so I'm assuming it's not too popular.
Oh, bring it out. Bringing that out.
And like, I don't know. It's like you can save people and save the nerds and stuff. That's how you gain their trust. But you can also bully people.
Right. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll see. I honestly, I've never played the game. I would play it. I have nothing against it. I'm just giving you a hard time.
I just don't want you or ladies pity excitement. I want you to be excited.
That's not going to happen.
Oh shoot!
I'll say most games where my main character is a child, I don't get excited for some reason. I don't know. Like, is it weird? Like, they all feel kind of awkward to me to play as a kid.
Can you play like 10 minutes of it on stream?
I've Bully 2. Like, is it back compat?
Oh,
Bully
the scholar,
Bully 1.
The first one. Yeah, it's backwards compat.
Rasputin, like Psychonauts, I haven't finished yet either. I like it a lot, but it's still not like clicking 100% with me. You know,
that's the only other game I can think of a kid as your main character.
Well, there's like Disney's Park Adventure. There's like Connect Sports. I'm trying
Marlo.
Did you have like a devilish
easy.
smile on that It Takes Two scene with the elephant? You're just like, kids are crying.
No.
What?
No. That was sad. That was like devastating. That scene was horrible.
Yeah, that was
man.
actually really messed up.
Like I don't mind like kids being in a game. I just don't like want to play as a kid, unless it's like, I don't know. The one game that's actually it seemed pretty cool is that Doki Doki game. No, not Doki Doki. What's it called? The Korean one. That's
Doki V.
Yeah, Doki V.
Doki V.
Yeah, that one looks cool.
Oh yeah, Kalen put in a good point. In Fable, you play as a kid for the first game.
Yeah, but you know you're growing up. Like the worst part of that game is the beginning when you're a kid for me. I was like, I need to hit puberty quick. You know, let's go.
Oh yeah, Fable, you're a kid.
If the whole
so
game
you
was
want to
you
get to
playing
those
as a-
prostitutes, yeah, I understand.
if the whole game was you playing as a kid, I would I would hate it.
I mean, you're a
what
kid
is
for
it?
a while. in
Oh, no,
Fable.
you're
What's
not.
the Requiem?
Yeah, you are, especially the first one.
No, the first one, like you grow up like in like
Plague's Tale.
15, 20 minutes. I just replayed the first one like not too much. Not the whole game, but I
Plague's
replayed
Tale,
the
you're a
opening.
kid.
No, you play as
No way,
the
because
girl
you're
most of
checking
the
out.
game.
Because you're trying to freaking catch
Yeah, she's
whatever's
a
in the
kid.
town.
She's not a kid.
for-
She's
She's
not
like-
an adult.
She's like 16, 17, 18. She's like
No, she is not 18 years old.
in Plague Tale?
She's a kid. Yeah, she's a kid.
She's like the older
probably
no,
14 years old.
right, what about
I think
Clementine?
she's like 15, 16 at least. Yeah, I don't.
What
I
about
mean, she's
Clementine?
still
Okay,
technically a child, but it doesn't
little
come.
kid.
Somebody that's like hit their maturity and growth spurt. Like Jasper
They're
could
legal.
No, they're not legal. Jasper could be
Wow.
16 right now, or he could be 26. I couldn't tell the difference. Okay, I'm just saying, right? So that's what I'm saying. Like you got, you have like your kids that are grown, like teenagers and stuff, and then you have your kids. You know what I mean? I don't mind playing as a young adult or a teenager. I just don't want to play as like a little kid. That makes sense.
So like Clementine though, did you play as Clementine in Walking Dead season 2?
Yes. And
you
season
liked
1,
it, didn't you?
she was in season 1 also.
That was a good game, was it?
It was great, but you're not really controlling her too much. And it's a very mature story.
She's the main
also.
character. What do you mean?
Yeah, but
Well,
it's a Telltale game.
it's
It's
a
kind of like
Telltale
a movie.
game.
Yeah.
You're not walking around, ooh, dude, I'm doing stupid kid shit.
You're still walking around. You're looking
Grounded.
at stuff. You're picking stuff up. I know it's Telltale, but I don't know what you guys want from a Telltale game.
We're thinking more of like big AAA games, I think, not like.
Oh, yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't think
mean,
of a single game.
like the Brothers Two Souls game, or whatever that came out, I didn't really get into that because I didn't feel like playing as a kid. I don't know. It's just a personal thing. It's nothing against the games. I just like, I don't know. I feel like I'm not having fun, and it's kind of weird when I'm playing as a kid. Nobody else gets that.
I really can't think of a single game. Out of
Yeah,
all,
no, you can't really think of that many games.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Kate said the kids in Grounded. But
Yeah, that's one reason I don't like
thinking like-
Grounded as much either.
gosh. I can't think of a single game. Well, I'm sure there's a game out there that's AAA and has a kid in it that's really good, but I can't.
That's why I
think
said
of one.
Psychonauts, but
Oh,
that's
God of War. Atreus.
Yeah,
Come
but
here, boy.
but
God of War, you play as Kratos.
Kratos is the main character in that. You're not
Yeah.
really playing
No,
as a Atreus.
Atreus is the main character. What are you talking about?
God of War?
Kratos is a secondary character to Atreus.
What?
Psycho's
What game
just
did you
trolling.
play?
I mean, if you play a Sony game, you're gonna have a kid side character.
Yeah. Like in The Last of Us, you play as Joel, and you know what I mean. Like, I don't know. I just like, if it's a kid, I just like, okay, I don't want to be this anymore. I want to grow up.
What about semen?
What about
Oh my
what?
gosh, I don't know. I've
Semen.
never heard this before.
It's a weird thing. I know. It's not.
It is
It's not
weird.
everything I've really ever thought of before until now. It's not like I've like. It's not like I've been thinking about this ahead of time. You know what? I really hate playing as a child in games, and I'm going to talk about it one day. No, it's just like a revelation right now as we're talking about bullying. I'm just like, I don't want to play as a kid. Maybe that's one thing that never always kind of detracted me away from that game a little bit.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, never mind. No, that's a bad take. Never mind. I'm not going to even say what I was about to say.
Yeah, better not.
No.
Zelda Link was a kid. Yeah, he kind of looks like a little miniature adult though, walking around. It's kind of weird.
Also, he
and
grows
everybody
up
looks
like one game he's 20, one game he's like 5. So it's
yeah,
like
you can't tell the difference between the two. Like Link is like looks the same as 5 as he does 20. So.
What about Nathan Drake in Uncharted 4?
In the short segment, like we're at the beginning when you play as him in the backstory,
Yeah.
that doesn't bother me. Like that's like a prequel.
I had to look it up. I had to literally look up.
yo, baby Mario.
Baby Mario sucks.
All right. What about
This whole revelation is making me sound weird, babe. I'm sorry. Like I'm just saying. Like I don't like whenever I'm playing in a game and like I have a kid character, it's like kind of.
What about young Lara Croft in Shadow of the Tomb Raider?
You play as young Lara Croft in Shadow of the Tomb Raider?
Oh, I guess you haven't got that far.
Yeah. Thanks for spoiler alert, asshole. I mean
Oh,
little
well,
segments like of
you
like
have had
backstory.
years.
I don't mind that. You know what I mean? Because I think it adds to like, but it's not like the whole game. You know what I mean? It's like a short segment. Like Fable, if the whole game was playing that like 20 minutes of the beginning where you're a kid, yeah, I wouldn't be into it. But the as far as games go, yeah, I think it's a thing, man. I don't know. It's
I was
weird.
gonna say Ellie, but you didn't even play like Last of Us like that. So I
He's
got
also
nothing.
like 18 or whatever, so she's out of his age range.
No, like in the first game, she's like 15 or something, like 14.
In the first game, she's probably like 13, 14, I think. You know. But you don't really play as her. You play as Joel.
Yeah.
Spoiler, you do. Sorry, but I don't know when you're gonna play it. But you do play as Ellie in the first game.
Maybe
but it's not
for
like the whole
But
game.
it's not like the whole game. You know
It's
what I mean?
like a chapter at least. I don't know, like a chapter.
That's what I'm saying. Like that stuff doesn't bother me. It's like when you play the whole game you're playing as a kid. You know what I mean? I just don't like.
But like, okay, there. I don't know how you could hate playing as a kid when there's like 2 examples out in the world that I could barely find any actual examples of a kid in the game.
One of your favorite games of all
So
time.
how
Bully.
did you come to this revelation?
Because I
that
was
you
just
hate
trying to
kids in
think
the
of
game?
why I don't want to play Bully, and it's because I don't want to be a
But
kid.
there's not a lot. There's not a lot of games with kids in them.
I know, but like, and then I'm thinking of like other games that I played, and I was like, okay, I don't really like. That doesn't click with me either. That doesn't click with me either. Maybe it's because like all of them, the main character was a kid.
Like the 5 games in the world where the kid is the.
Not a fan of any of them.
Oh man, well, I wonder if you play Bully. I really want to see what you think about Bully, but play Bully for like 20 minutes. Oh, you have to play it for like an hour on stream.
How old is Miles in the new Spider-Man game?
He's like a teenager. He's like 18.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. So he's out of
he
your
doesn't
age
look like
range.
a teen. He looks like a man. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that doesn't count. You know what I mean? Like you said, like Psycho. You said like the like girl from Plague Tale. She looks grown up. You know what I mean? Like she's still younger, but like she's capable. You know. So I don't know. It's weird. If I had to play as that little brat brother the whole game, I wouldn't play it. Would you guys enjoy playing as that little dipshit the entire game of Plague Tale? Okay.
No.
I rest my case.
Too, so.
Yeah, rest my case.
Yes, I would love to play as the little shithead.
Jump off bridges and stuff.
Just throw myself off the ledge.
To get a little bit back more to the fun popness of
okay, yeah, we got off track.
But I did really enjoy that conversation. Arcane, did you guys see it?
No, haven't watched it. I don't really care to, even though it looks amazing.
Oh my gosh.
It's about League of Legends stuff. I don't care about League of Legends.
I don't listen. I don't care about League of Legends, but wow.
I heard it's great.
Awesome.
I've tried to convince my daughter to watch it.
It's
because she likes you know, that art. She's really into art and stuff. So I'm like, hey, if you like art and you like anime,
art style, I haven't seen that art style before in a movie.
Yeah, it looks impressive. Is it a movie or a show? I thought it was a show.
The show.
Well, show.
Apparently, you haven't seen it either. Then
it feels like a freaking movie. Like the animation quality is amazing in that. Like I recommend it fully for those who are out there. Like you don't have to like League of Legends, because I really don't. I'm not a fan of the games, but I really like this show. Actually, yeah, there is kids. Definitely in the first few episodes. But they grow up, and it's really cool. I mean, my sister told me to watch it, and she doesn't even watch like that much cartoons or anime or anything like that. And she recommended the show to me. So I don't know. I think you guys would all like it, and I want to hear your review by next FunPop.
So you're dishing out assignments now?
Yep, that's your homework. You have
to watch
homework
Arcane.
assignments.
Man, I got too much stuff to watch to waste my time on that.
I think I watched like the first 2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah,
they're long too.
See, Psycho is getting he's getting extra credit.
Yeah,
he already watched some episodes.
He gets a smiley face sticker.
Yeah,
I get a gold star, motherfucker.
Yeah, we get little stormy clouds because we haven't been good.
Yeah,
yeah. You get you get this angry face I'm about to put on the screen.
All right, so here's if I get bored and there's absolutely nothing else to watch, I'll put on Arcane. But that's gonna be a long time because of all these streaming services with all a bunch of cool ass shit coming out all the time. So we'll see when it happens.
I have fallback shows. Like if I get bored and there's nothing to watch, I have like a fallback show that I've already watched that I'll just start rewatching.
Yeah, like Kate puts on like old reruns of like Roseanne all the time, stuff like
Did you
that.
guys watch that the Halo streaming event that I shared in the DMs?
You talking about the Spotify thing?
No, it was on the YouTube. It was like the end of the year special, holiday special.
Yeah, they were doing like stream. I thought they were just playing a game or whatever.
No, they were. It was like it was the guy that always wears the beanies and the hats and.
Yeah, it was like a live stream, right?
Yeah,
I watched some of it. They're making Beat Big Team Battle 10v10 temporarily.
Did they say why?
Yeah.
To locate some problems or something. So it'll be 10v10 for a couple, I don't know how long,
but they were talking about why I bring it up is they were talking about the new Halo show, and they were talking about some of the locations. Like we're gonna finally see Master Chief's home planet,
Earth.
No.
He was born in Outer Colony, I think.
Well, Outer Colony.
Yeah.
Okay.
Starts with an R. Fuck, I forget what it's called.
Reach. No,
but
it's not Reach.
they changed it. Yeah, no. They changed. They said the changes in the game because it's not canon. They doubled down on that's not canon. But the reason why will reveal itself in the TV show. So they say stay tuned and.
Yeah, and that trailer
the show is not canon, or they're saying whatever was like
the show
canon now not canon.
They're respecting the video game canon, but the show itself is not going to be canon. So that way, the video games don't have to worry about what happens in the show,
or the show happens worries about what happens in the games.
Well, that's what they said they are worried about. Like
so it's not canon.
Yeah, it's not canon, but they're respecting it.
So it's
if you guys go back to
Aresenio too,
FunPop episode,
what episode Aresenio.
3-bit. We discussed this last week.
Was this last week? Was I on it?
I don't think so. We talked about Halo not being canon.
Yeah, I was on. All right, whatever episode that was.
We did a whole Halo special. I don't think you were on. I think it was just me, Psycho, and Matt.
I remember saying this show was not canon, and you guys said it was canon, and we had a whole thing about it.
Yeah, and we read it, and we said that the show's not canon, but it respects the video game canon. Because I read an article from the producer at the time, a quote.
All right, I need now.
Well, anyway, last week we also found out that the show's going to have Young John in it, and they showed Young John in the new trailer.
Yeah, Young John.
Oh, cool. There's a new trailer?
Well, the trailer they showed off at the Game Awards.
Oh, yeah. It looks awesome. I'm excited to see it. Like, it looks very big budget and what I wanted to see out of a Halo show.
You know, that High Charity scene that looked so good when they showed High Charity in the trailer.
Yes. Dude, that was incredible, man. When I saw that, I'm like, oh my God, you know, because that's like, you know, like what's going on that ship, right? Like, and all that stuff, or whatever. Is it a ship or is it like
it's just like a giant floating city that's like the size of a planet,
like a citadel almost, or whatever. You know, it's like, you know, what's all happening there with all the characters and the prophets. And I mean, dude, when they showed that in that trailer, this is everything I've wanted from a Halo TV show. You know, like they're going full on sci-fi space adventure, you know, and it's like, holy crap. Second, what was your reaction to that trailer?
Finally, we're get to see fucking Halo in some kind of live action form TV show movie that we've been waiting for since what, Halo 2?
I think they already said there's a second season that they've put money into funding.
It was It was amazing. I loved it, and I just can't wait to see more of it because it's going to be fucking. Hopefully, like I said, if they do it right, it'll be everything that everybody's been asking for, and then that just shows the juggernaut that is Halo.
Right on. What about you, Jasper?
I mean, I'm like the biggest, like Halo's probably like my favorite franchise out there. So
Yeah.
like I'm biased towards it. Even if they show me like crap, I'd be like, yes, it's Halo. So
But do you think this will get people that aren't like super into Halo potentially into Halo because they're more movie guys or show people as opposed to video game players?
I do think it will be like it's harder to like start like people like getting into Halo Infinite now. It's like there's already 6 games in. I already missed so much. Like, what's the point of me getting into it? But I think like maybe introducing it with a TV show, people will watch that and they'll be like, oh, I want to check out more of this, and they can start playing the game. So
Right on. 3-bit, are you hoping this brings in a new audience to Halo?
Yeah, I think Arcane is actually an example where I think it's I know it's a good thing because in Arcane I don't care
It didn't
about
work
League of
on me.
Legends,
It's
right?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But like I don't care about League of Legends, but what this did is actually boosted a lot of views for their other projects. Like they're making a fighting game with some of the characters from the Arcane show. So I think what Halo will do is Halo's already a huge property and a lot of people do know about it, but with the
I think
show
League of Legends is bigger though.
than Halo.
Yeah, it's really popular in Asia.
Yeah, I think you're right. I was about to discredit you, but then I really thought about it. Yeah, I think you're right. I think what it will do is for the people who's not really into maybe the games as much or games in general, and maybe they've heard about what Halo is, they can check this out, and hopefully they do a good job at like breaking down the story in a way that isn't like I know the story of Halo, but I want them to explain Halo as if I was like 5. Like I want them to sort of break down the story of Master Chief. What are Spartans? What are the prophets and High Charity and what are the Halo rings? Like I want them to actually explain that all those things in a show format, as if I never played any of the games, if that makes sense. Sort of like a tutorial TV show. If they really want to introduce people to Halo in a new way and they never watched it, then that would be the way to kind of do it. Kind of do it as if it was like an origin TV show, explain what all that stuff is, especially because in the games they don't do a great job at explaining a lot of the stuff that's later explained in books or in other medium. So this is the medium to explain that stuff, you know. Yeah, so I hope they do that.
So I got some like the stuff I read last time. I'm going to repeat it 3-bit because I found it again. So this is from the Showtime president Gary Levin in August of 2019. Said that while the Halo TV show will be faithful to the video game series canon, it will be exploring new drama within that universe. It says the head of the premium cable network also told the outlet that they are working hand in hand with 343 Industries so that nothing comes as a disservice to the source material. The headline for this article said the Halo TV show will tell an all-new story faithful to the game's canon. So when they say it's not canon, I think what they're saying is the stuff that's happening in the show is not canon, but they respected everything else that was canon previously, right? So that way it doesn't conflict with any stories we're already familiar with. But when they make future games, they're not going to like necessarily have to worry about what happened.
So they're basically saying that I think the rate why they're doing that is because sometimes you have to tell stuff in a game a certain way because it's a video game.
Yeah.
So they're probably saying like, hey, instead of Master Chief floating and blowing up the ship and whatever this way, and then maybe they'll just explode it in a different way, if that makes sense. Just like different ways of approaching.
Could you imagine if we got like a live action like Warthog run on the Maw like in the TV show? That would be so amazing.
Or what about him delivering the bomb?
Yeah, that's the scene I'm thinking of, like when he's like floating in space. Like maybe they'll approach that, like how he got to the ship differently, or
for a brick, he flew pretty good.
Well, like there's also things like, okay, what if they like a character dies in the TV show going forward, right? For the sake of the show. No, don't say. Or let's say like somebody like a Locke or something like that. You know what I mean? Or Buck or something like that. You know. Now that would be respectful to the current video game canon, so it'd have to be like newer characters, I guess. So I think what they mean is like when 343 makes a game in the future, they don't want to have to go back and make all of their decisions based on what Showtime decided to do with their show. Right? Because they could get rid of characters, they could add new characters, you know, they could have a different storyline kind of go in a different direction at some point. Or they may have Chief end up at a different place at a time. Like, okay, so let's say like in between Halo 2 and Halo 3, Chief, in the show they put him in these places, right? But then later, like 343 wants to fill in those gaps within a game, and it doesn't work for them with like Showtime where they had Chief. So like it wouldn't be work to have Chief in two places at the same time. You know what I mean? So like I think for timeline purposes and stuff like that, they're telling new stories, but they have to make it clear that like these are new stories, and like 343 isn't necessarily going to respect those stories when they make a game, right? That's why I take it. Anyway, we'll see. As far as them being respectful to the original game's canon, that's what excites me, right? Because that means potentially we're going to get a lot of those events or allude to those events from the games. You know,
it will be difficult for them to like actually put a Halo ring in there though, because like every time we're on a Halo ring in the Halo games, like it's constant. Like we know where you're at on the Halo rings, and then we always blow up the Halo ring. So it's like they can't really do side stuff on the Halo ring because we know like where he's at all times.
Right. So like, was that Halo? Was that the opening shot of that the first planet they showed, where there's like some kind of like facility, and then there's like kind of bare landscape and stuff, and like some grass and shit. Was that possibly a Halo ring?
In the TV show trailer?
Yeah. I want to try and find a screenshot. Halo TV show trailer. I'll bring it up on the screen.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think that might just be like a Forerunner like base on like a planet though.
Yeah.
Like ancient Forerunner architecture.
I'm not sure, you know what I mean, if it is or if it isn't.
Yeah.
Like, it isn't very clear, but when I saw it, I was like, could this be? You know, could this be?
They were in like the desert, so I kind of thought maybe the Ark, like maybe they're on like Earth and maybe they were at the Ark or something, but I don't know.
So I'm putting it on the screen right now. You see this facility on this barren planet.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of the Ark just because it was kind of deserty and mountainous, but I don't know. But
so
it also looked like another planet.
So you got this like in the top right
ring.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like a ring, like a Saturn's ring. You know what I mean, or if that's like.
Yeah, so that's probably not on Earth then. So
yeah, definitely not on Earth. I just don't know
it's not the Ark.
It doesn't look like a Halo ring thing either, but it could potentially be because you know I don't know how they're doing the art style for this. Psycho, do you think you know what that could be? I mean, got any theories?
Maybe the home world of John.
Oh, that's if he grew up there, that sucks. It's like
Yeah, I
Tatooine,
mean,
you know.
but that'd be like really fitting for, John Spartan 117, living on a desert fucking harsh environment, and that's why he's such a fucking
Yeah.
hardened
Anything we've seen
badass.
from his thing before is like seemed like a normal planet though, like
I'm
Earth
wondering
like.
if that's like the base where all the little Spartans train, like during the Spartan
Oh,
program.
I thought they were on a ship.
I thought they were like an outpost base somewhere.
Maybe.
I know the newer Spartans are on like a space station, but I don't know about like the older ones.
I remember like with what was the cartoon one where they showed John as a kid and he was getting trained and it
Oh yeah,
showed
was
all
that
the,
on a space station?
I thought that was on a space
I,
station.
I know for
uh,
sure the newer Spartans are at least trained on a space station.
I mean, I know eventually they're at a space station, but I could have swore at one point they were like on a planet when like Halsey is walking through and giving someone like a guided
This
tour.
this looks like John walking in that planet as an adult, so I don't necessarily think it's his childhood planet.
Well, never mind.
And it looks like he's going towards like a forerunner structure or whatever,
Yeah, it's like that. Like those rocks kind of remind me of the mission like Delta Halo from Halo 2, like the big like gray or like brown like ancient rocks stuff.
So that's what I was thinking. This could potentially be a Halo ring. Like I don't know if it is, but I have a feeling it is.
It kind
Because-
of looks like the thing in Reach, like when you go to Halsey's lab in Reach, she's like in a giant like ancient forerunner like place or whatever that they're studying. So maybe that it's kind of like that, but on another planet.
Right. But like so if this is forerunner stuff, right? Like what other planets do you see that on besides on Halo rings?
Every planet, just about.
You think they have forerunner?
Yeah, I mean it was on.
Okay.
There was forerunner stuff on Reach, on Earth.
So could this be Reach after it was glassed?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Be interesting. Did they ever go to Reach after it was glassed? Like in any of the books or anything?
Wasn't there a book called After Reach?
I'm pretty sure
Maybe it was called Reach Around.
that. Well, I know in Halo 5 they went back to one of the planets to go get Cortana. That now we know is the weapon in the but basically the piece of Cortana, the weapon in the book, or that's what they were doing in Halo 5, that they revealed in one of the books. But I don't know what this place is. This looks like Jasper was saying, it does look like Halo 2. Like it maybe he's looking for one of the prophets or something during this timeline.
Okay, so next question: what do y'all think of his strut? Do you think he's got the Master Chief strut down? Did y'all pay attention to that in the trailer? Because I noticed it kind of looked not very Master Chief like. However, maybe I'm overanalyzing. So
yeah, I'm assuming it's not comfortable to walk in that. Like, it's probably digging into his crotch a bit.
Do you see his like kind of slow, like little like uncomfortable walk? And is that supposed to be is that supposed to be Halsey?
Where?
In a second. Doop, doop. Okay.
Kind of like walking.
Oh, that blonde chick. Yeah.
Yeah, that's got to be Halsey,
maybe.
Right?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think that's Halsey. Not the singer.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this high charity?
You got to play it. I'm still.
Yeah.
No, that's not high charity. It would be more like Alien and Purpley, I would feel like.
Yeah. So this is an advanced human colony.
Yeah.
This looks very Blade Runner-ish to me. Okay, that's got to be Kai, right? I think the Spartan. What was it? 125.
Yeah, 125 is Kai, and 134 is
Vanek.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the other guy's name. High Charity.
Raz.
To be honest, I think that's all we're going to see of High Charity is just the outside of it, really, and maybe like one interior room.
The Prophet's room where they're like
Yeah.
talking. Do you think the Arbiter's going to make an appearance?
No.
next season.
Yeah, like we kind of discussed. I think this is gonna be more about the human side of conflict and not as
I
much.
mean,
as
if
the
it's during Halo 2, he's kind of an important character.
If you look at the IMDb list, though, that the alien characters are only in it for 3 episodes, and it's like a 9-episode or a 10-episode show, I think.
So we got to look at 3 Spartans here: the 2 females.
Well, we know
and the
the
male.
prophets are in there. The prophets are definitely in there. So.
Yeah, 2 of them are for 3 episodes.
So what is this like mash of asteroids dangled together by wires?
I was thinking it was kind of that base in Halo 4 that the Didact goes and gets the composer at. I forgot what the name of the asteroid base was, but
That's supposed
is this
who's
Little
that supposed
John?
to be?
It
Who's
looks
this?
like Little John.
He's supposed
Yeah.
to be
it shows like a pro. There you go. Shows the profile of it.
Yeah, this is going to be insane. I can't wait.
Spartans look great.
Yeah. And they show a lot of them with their helmets off too, which is kind of common for the games too. Like everybody will take their helmets off besides Chief. You know?
Yeah.
Chief never takes it off.
I always saw Chief as the back of his head.
Yeah.
I mean, you see his eyes in Halo 4
Yeah, I guess.
if you play it on Legendary.
Yeah.
So how pumped are y'all? Like 1 to 10,
11.
11.
Yeah,
Next year,
that's my
right?
show.
Yeah, it's next year.
11.
I'm gonna need one of you guys Paramount Plus passwords. Thanks.
You can get a free month trial right now if you use the code South Park.
If I what on South Park?
If you use the code South Park at checkout, you get a free month of Paramount Plus.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they did a South Park special.
But when's the show come out though?
Probably next summer.
Oh,
The
yeah.
1 month will do. But
They do free trials all the time.
it's like $4.99, I think. Also, like for a month. So it's very inexpensive.
So what you're saying is I could use your Paramount Plus?
Well, what I'm saying is next time you go to McDonald's, order 2 less things, and then you can get Paramount Plus for a month.
Or just don't eat for one night.
That's actually crazy because I got McDonald's today.
Yeah. How much was it?
A lot.
20 something bucks.
I got
15?
two 20-piece nuggets with fries.
Is that just for you?
Yeah.
He's gonna leave one of them out
So
for
you're
2 days
planning
and
on
then microwave it and get
You
sick.
plan on eating 40 nuggets?
No, oh sorry, I said that wrong. I got 20-piece nuggets. So I ate the 20. I said two. I ate the 20-piece nuggets.
3
Okay.
big
And I had the
munchies.
large fries. I got a chicken sandwich thingy.
Is this for one meal? Like, or
And-
are you working out like as you're eating, or like?
I was really hungry and I was craving. I seen a McDonald's ad and it worked on me. So
Wow.
then I got some.
You're loving it.
No, I actually regretted it as soon as I ate it.
Do-do-do-do-do.
So
As soon as I ate it, I regretted it.
so next time get the 10-piece 3-bit. You're golden, right? You got a month of Paramount Plus. You can watch Halo TV show.
Okay. I get
Hey,
it. I
you
get
guys know for $10 you can get some mud flaps and a brown color skin
Yeah.
for your warthog.
Some mud flaps. Nice.
it. I
Or
just bought the AR skin. I
yeah,
feel
and
bad
how
about
much was that?
it? It
I think it
was
was like
definitely
$11,
like,
wasn't it?
yeah.
15.
Okay,
It was
so you're saying, hey, give me your Paramount Plus passwords, and then you're
Hey,
going and buying mud
You never
flaps
know
and-
what's gonna happen
and,
months from now.
weapon
Okay,
skins. Yeah,
you never
true.
know.
we'll see. If you need it, then just hit me up. You know, we'll work it out. But I think if you start saving up now, 3-bit, by
Maybe I can
May,
make it.
by May, you might be able to afford the free trial of Paramount Plus.
I bet you Game Pass though will give you like a free month for perk because it's a Halo
Yeah.
TV show.
Oh, do you guys think they'll release all the episodes at once?
No.
No,
Dang it.
No,
no, they
that
will
would-
not do that.
yeah, but they did. The other good news, they did pick up a season 2 already. So
Oh yeah. I
that's
forgot about that.
promising as well, right? that they're because sometimes they wait to see how these do. I think they feel the hype. I think they know that it's going to be a success, and they're going to put a lot into this.
Well, that's the thing with Paramount though, because like Star Trek Discovery, a lot of Star Trek fans hate that show, and it's like does really bad for like a Star Trek show, but they funded it for 4 seasons now. So it's like they just
Cool.
keep
It's
funding
they
that
keep
stuff,
watching
and no
it.
one watches
I mean,
it.
No, maybe people keep watching it. They just don't want to admit they're watching it, and that's why it keeps getting renewed.
No,
Are you watching
people
it,
don't.
Jasper?
I've watched the first 2 seasons, and it ruined Star Trek for me, and I've not watched it since.
Oh,
What's
that's
wrong- what's
good.
wrong
I
with
might
it?
watch it then.
It's just not Star Trek. It's like it's generic sci-fi with like all Star Trek like items in it, and it's
Yeah.
like they're fighting more in Star Trek isn't like necessarily about fighting. It's more about like philosophy or like mysteries or stuff, and it's like I don't know.
Unraveling
And
the
having
big
Yeah.
thing
relations
and the
with
revelation
alien
at the
women.
end. You know.
Yeah.
So Star Trek. Did you like the Chris Pine movies?
They were all right. I mean, the movies is like I don't really like consider like the movies as like Star Trek. When I think of Star Trek, I think of the shows. Like that's why I don't like the comparison between Star Wars and Star
Yeah.
Trek, because it's like comparing a show and a movie.
Mm-hmm.
So like I don't know.
What's your favorite? Next Generation was your favorite?
Yeah.
Patrick Stewart and
Yeah, and then the Picard show they made just killed Next Generation, so I don't watch that.
oh really? So that's
Yeah.
bad as well. What was your favorite Star Wars movie? I mean, Star Trek movie.
First Contact.
Was that the one with Whoopi Goldberg?
I believe so. It's the one with the Borg,
Okay.
which is like the
the
cybernetic aliens.
the one I remember the most from that Next Generation ones was like when like Patrick Stewart, like there was like this stuff in space, and when they came in contact with it, it like put them into this like Nirvana place where he kind of like was back at home with like having Christmas with his kids. And I remember like
Oh, that was
Captain
Genesis.
Captain
Kirk was in,
Captain
yeah,
Kirk was in it too.
that was the first one.
Yeah, that was good. I liked that movie.
It was all right.
No. And First Contact is when they landed on Earth, but it was
Yeah,
like
they went back in time.
Okay.
Yeah,
That was good too.
that one and Nemesis were the 2 best ones, I think. But
Which one was Nemesis?
the one with Tom Hardy.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But was that a Patrick Stewart one?
Yeah,
Okay.
that was like Tom
All right,
Hardy's like
John.
first big role.
Mm-hmm.
I have to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, we're ending the show anyway. Everybody, go watch Spider-Man. Supposedly the critics love it, and I was completely wrong because of a couple idiots on Twitter. And also, go see
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye if you haven't. I'm sorry for spoiling it for you. And then the other thing is Splinter Cell's back. We'll talk about that tomorrow on PM in the PM with Pong, and then also Friday on Xbox Ultimate. So thank you all for joining us. Psycho, where can everybody find you, dude?
Yeah. Thanks for, great episode. Chat, you guys were awesome. Thank you, 3-Bit and Jasper and Mav. You guys make it possible. You can find me everywhere on social media at CLoWnZ. You can find me on my YouTube channel, Gamer Chat Podcast. Gamer Chat's one word. You can find me here Wednesdays at 7 and Fridays at 9 p.m. with M7 and talking Xbox news. Thank you, everybody. I gotta go.
Cool. All right. And also, take it easy, Psycho. Have a good night at work, man.
Yeah.
Jasper, where can everybody find you, sir?
You can check me out at Jasper_gaming_ and Jasper Gaming on YouTube. I just hit 100 subs thanks to Mav's shout out the other night on Xbox Podcast. And thank you for 3-Bit for being a guest for like the 3rd week in a row, it seems like.
I'm trying.
That's I guess about it.
Cool, man. And congrats on 100, man.
Yeah.
100%, dude. You're gonna be to 1,000 before you know it. Just keep making stuff. 3-Bit, the guy that's making all kinds of stuff that we don't get to see.
Yeah.
Or so.
He's done with that. He's done with that stuff. 3-Bit, where can everybody find you, sir?
Everyone can follow me on Twitter at i3bit. And that's pretty much where I'm going to be posting all my stuff. My YouTube channel is the Video Games HD. Next projects, I mean, I have several of them, but I probably will be animating the Aflac duck. So if you see another commercial of the Aflac duck, it's probably me animating him. So
You're gonna piss my dog off.
Aflac.
My
So,
dog hates like all those commercials that like have animated animals on it. He like goes crazy if he sees that.
Really?
Yeah, so that's my next project. But it's good to be on here. I really needed to talk about Hawkeye, so I'm glad I got that out. And I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, man. Always love having you here with the family, sir. I hope to see you on Friday.
Yes.
I don't know if that's gonna happen or not, but we're gonna have our last show of the year on Friday. Tomorrow is PM and the PM's last show of the year. I got to talk to Jasper and Psycho if they want to do FunPop next week, because it's going to be like, what is that, the 22nd?
22nd, yeah.
I think I'm okay with it if you guys are. You know what I mean?
I'm fine. I mean,
but maybe we'll have a chance to see Spider-Man, right?
I'm gonna try this weekend, so
yeah, we'll see. I really want to, but like I don't want to be in a full theater. It's coming out tomorrow night, I think.
Shoot.
Yeah, so I'm gonna probably if I do see it, it'll be like Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, or early during the day, right? Hopefully when the theater's like pretty empty, you know, and hopefully in time to see to talk about it. Because my memory sucks. The best case scenario is if I see it on Wednesday during the day. That way I don't forget everybody's name. Yeah. Because I can't remember anybody's name in the freaking Eternals movie. But yeah, chat. You guys rock. Thanks for being here all the time. I appreciate you. And we will see you on other shows this week. And I hope you have a fantastic night. Take it easy.
Bye.
Bye.
FunPop. FunPop. FunPop.